shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
We're coming for the whole damn thing.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Inside the 20, inside the 10, Burks is going to score! Touchdown, Arkansas!
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
It feels like this is the day that we've all been waiting for a long, long time. And to be quite honest, because I'm only doing my second show of the week and we don't have a show tomorrow, I don't know what day it is. This reminds me of what it used to be like working in minor league baseball, where I had 5 months in a row not knowing what freaking day it was. That's what today is for me. I guess it's Thursday because my computer screen tells me. But I did know, waking up this morning, that it is December 31st. And the artificial construct of the year, the 365 days, and moving into a new calendar year, which, again, is an artificial construct. I guess this is supposed to start making everything good again when we wake up tomorrow and it's January 1st.
Is that not how it works?
You know, the way that we're acting like saying goodbye to 2020 means that everything is just going to start getting better. It makes me feel like, yes, it's like tomorrow you wake up into a brand new reality of no pandemic and all the other stuff that's going on. But hey, I feel like I've won an argument with our good friend Ty Richardson from the Morning Rush. Yeah. I mean, I've felt for years, like, for one thing, you give up on celebrating your birthday in a big way. I think once you get to the age of 35, maybe, I mean, then you're really just not, even before that. I mean, I know there are kids that like to have birthday parties, and I guess I haven't had a real one after the age of 30, but then, so, I mean, birthdays are one thing you stop celebrating big time. And New Year's Eve was something that I sort of gave up on before I gave up on birthdays. It is the most overrated holiday of the entire year. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Ty and I used to argue about this, and then Ty went out and had a crappy New Year's either last year or the year before, and he realized that it's just a bunch of hype. It's just it's like the Heisman race early in the year. It's just way too much hype to be able to stomach, and there's never a real payoff for it anyway.
I've never had a real, like, memorable New Year's Eve.
I haven't either.
Well, is that because you forgot so much about New Year's, or just that it was so boring?
Oh, I was going to say, actually, memorable. I've had some depressing ones, you know.
Yeah.
Because, it's like you feel like you're supposed to be with some special person, you know, and
Exactly,
kiss
yes.
at midnight and do
Yes.
all this romantic crap. Most of them I was alone.
Because every
someplace
party
else.
I've ever been to, like, everybody starts doing all that stuff, and then I'm just sitting there with a beer just like,
Yeah. All right. Okay.
all right, that's cool. It's 24 days from my birthday.
It's 12:01. I guess I'll go home now, right?
That's the only good thing about New Year's, because once January 1 hits, it is SmackDown's month.
Wait, it's my month too.
Well, yeah.
I got a January birthday as well, SmackDown.
Let's rock
Probably
and
in
roll.
front of yours. I got 2 weeks until
Yeah, you
mine.
do.
Yours is when?
24th.
Speaking of
All right.
birthdays, today's Tommy
It
Kraft's
is Tommy
birthday.
Kraft's birthday.
Yeah. You know, it's not just Tommy Kraft's birthday. It is also Nikki Chavanel's birthday.
Wow.
It's a popular day for birthdays.
Is it a good day for birthdays? Like, people complain about having if
think
you have a
today it's a
December
terrible
25th birthday, it's a crappy one.
No, I can top that. February 29th.
Yeah, BE parties like it's 1999, and that's the last big blast New Year's I remember having. And that was the time where, if you believed in it, then maybe the world would end when it went to Y2K. And, of course, there was supposed to be something with our computers at that point that also meant that the Defense Department network systems weren't going to work, and it might lead to Armageddon, and nothing like that happened. I did see a nice big blow-up breakup fight of my best friend and a girlfriend when 99 turned to 2000. That was about as bad as Y2K got. Anyway, yeah, New Year's Day stinks. New Year's Eve stinks. New Year's Day is fun. Like, that's a good day.
Yeah.
That's a day to sit around watching football and put your feet up, and hopefully it's snowing outside.
I don't ever remember a snowy New Year's Day. The only parts of New Year's Days I mean, obviously I'm tired because we stayed up till midnight, but like you said, it's football, and it's my mom force-feeding me black-eyed peas and hog jowl, which hog jowl is fine. I can handle that. That tastes fine. But force-feeding me black-eyed peas and then, like, son, you're fixing to have the worst 2021 of your life. But I think I can attest to that because I don't think I had black-eyed peas before 2020.
For anybody that thinks that Black Eyed Peas is going to bring a good 2021, if you ate them on New Year's Eve last year, just give up on the thing, please. Just please give up on it. Find something else to eat.
Man.
I'm eating shrimp tonight. I'm making shrimp pasta after the women's basketball game. It's going to be a late dinner. So I'm going to make it to. I'll make it to midnight. Heck, I'll make it to midnight as far as Hawaii time is concerned.
I'm going to try my best too. I'm going to. We'll get the show done here. I got a few more things to take care of, but I'm either going to go to Arts or TGI Fridays. I'm probably leaning towards Arts, and just stuff my face with as much barbecue as I can possibly do it, and not in a timed fashion because I can.
Well, that's good. You can get heartburn and it'll keep you up until midnight.
There you go. See, that's
right.
That's the plan.
That's how you know you'll stay awake, right?
Yep.
Because your stomach will keep you awake. Anybody drinking champagne tonight? I won't touch the stuff. I mean, it's like instant heartburn for me. Too sugary, too sweet. I'm just gonna stick with a martini, and then if I need to feel like effervescence of bubbles, I'm just gonna put the vodka and club soda or something.
Guarantee it's probably. Boss got me a nice thing of Jose Cuervo tequila for Christmas, and Ty got me some margarita mix. So I may make some fresh homemade margaritas or something.
All right,
but
so
that's my. You're the martini, I'm the margarita. That's my drink of choice.
I would much rather have a martini made with really good vodka than crappy champagne.
That's true.
Just because you're supposed to do it doesn't make any sense.
And singing All Lang Syne during the whole time while you're doing it,
and wondering what the heck are the words to this song anyway. All right. What a win last night for Arkansas basketball.
Incredible.
Took us 7 minutes to get to it. I feel like we could have opened immediately with it because that's how impressive I felt that win was for the Muss Bus. I mean, for one thing, going into Auburn and beating the Tigers, even before you look at the box score, that's a team that doesn't lose at home very often. And I understand they don't have the same crowd. It's not the same atmosphere. And, Jimmy Dykes made a point last night. If there's two buildings in the SEC where you're going to feel the lack of a crowd maybe more than anywhere else, Auburn's one of them. It's a smaller arena, but they pack it, and it gets really loud, and they've had a lot of success, and they win their home games. The other would be Bud Walton Arena, which, I think would be rocking on Saturday.
Oh, my gosh.
When Missouri comes to town, if you were able to have more than just 4,000. All right, with that said, just an impressive thing to go to Auburn and get a road win in the SEC opener with a group of players that, most of these guys have never even played a single game in the SEC, much less against a team that's as athletic and quick as Auburn is. All right, so with that said, then there's the idea that, my gosh, 97 points on the road against a team that had been allowing 69 per game. Gonzaga, the top team in the nation, scored 90 against Auburn. Arkansas scores 97. And it was impressive to see how balanced they were offensively. Not just the idea that you had 5 different players in double figures, and both Desi and Note scoring 20 points. And there's a lot to get into with those guys. Those players mirror each other in some ways that I really appreciate. It's also the fact that look at how the points were distributed as far as the location on the court. 27 points on threes, 24 points on free throws. Arkansas made 24 of 31 free throws. Is that a nice thing to see? You might have a chance to hold on to your late leads. You make that many free throws. 22 points on layups. So, these are your 3 areas that you try to score upon. 22 on layups, 24 on free throws, 27 on threes. Pretty damn balanced.
Well, you look at it, too, when you look at the stat line. You were talking about it yesterday. Auburn's going to go down swinging, shooting the 3-ball. They went 15 of 29. They made might as well say they made half their 3-point shots, and you still beat them by 12.
Well, and so you look at the box score and say, well, they didn't really defend very well as far as the 3 points concerned. But you know what they did? They made Auburn work for their points.
Yes, they did.
They really hounded the ball, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 guys. You had 4 players we had 5 players with at least 2 steals, led by Note's 4. And, they could put pressure on Auburn the moment they came across the line. Now, that's going to lead to some open threes. You get a team like Auburn that's as streaky as I think they are and like to shoot the 3 as much as they do. That's going to lead to some makes. But I think defensively they did play well because they turned Auburn over at a really high rate. Over a quarter of Auburn's possessions resulted in a turnover. And they converted that into 27 points off turnovers. That was an opportunistic defensive team yesterday. And we haven't even mentioned the fact that these guys had to dig deeper than they would have expected because of the ankle injury to Justin Smith. I mean, you had a guy like Devontae Davis step up. You got a guy like Smith who's as experienced as it gets now in college basketball, playing at a high level at Indiana, grad transfer coming over. He gets hurt. So who's replacing him? Vance Jackson's been a zero. Devontae Davis has not. He looked outstanding, especially defensively. That was an impressive win. And we can't get too ahead of ourselves because you got another good game Saturday. But hey, let's get a little ahead of ourselves right now. 877-377-6963. The texts are calling halftime, and we will be right back.
I love Arkansas. I love everything. Yeah, give me that thing. Yeah. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield. The 40, the 30. College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas.
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Pyro USA Fireworks wants to help you blast 2020 away and welcome in 2021 with a huge bang. Pyro USA Fireworks will be open at their location on Highway 45 down from Ring this Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Want contactless curbside pickup? Make sure to visit PyroUSA.com for product videos, place your order, pull up, open the trunk, and get ready for the fun. Pyro USA Fireworks are serving you with all the products you need for your holiday celebrations. Come see us or visit us online at PyroUSA.com.
Pre-order your hot spring spa today during the pre-order holiday hot tub sale at Burton Pools and Spas. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. There's no better time of the year to enjoy your hot spring spa than right now. And the entire month of December is your chance to save at Burton Pools and Spas. Pre-order your hot tub right now. Save up to $1,000 off on select models at Burton Pools and Spas. Hot tubs start at $28.95 with 26 different models to choose from. And don't forget about the endless pools. There's 8 swim spa models right now available at Burton Pools and Spas. Enjoy those cold winter days ahead in your new hot spring spa from Burton Pools and Spas. Don't miss the pre-order sale going on right now. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. And see everything available online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas. They are your source for backyard fun.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. Does your yard need to be serviced in the fall and winter months? Of course. A Cut Above is with you every step of the way. Whether it's commercial or residential, a Cut Above can handle all your needs. Tree service, stump grinding, brush hog, full landscaping, leaf removal, post-it pre-emergent, power washing, and any other yard chore you can think of.
Call or text today at 479-719-5605. More than just a mowing service, they're a Cut Above.
719-5605.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, City!
I hear those ice cream bells and I start to drool. Keep
They'll go baseline now. Lee drives, cut off, ball knocked away, stolen by Vanover. Ahead to Smith, 2-on-1. Justin's going to go all the way, slams it home, and he draws the foul.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
Hey, if you are looking for a place to spend New Year's, 906 Lounge in Fort Smith has plans. Doors open at 4. No cover charge, no reservations needed. Live music from 7:30 till 10:30, and they're going to toast the new year at 9:06.
Of course they are.
That's nice and creative.
That's awesome.
Reminds me of when I worked for a baseball team in California called the Mudville 9, and we started all our games at 9 minutes after the hour. There was another team that sold the first pitch times to 7:11. And you know what time they started every game.
That's cool.
Anyway, 906 Lounge is closed on New Year's, but not tonight. So make your plans. Go to 906lounge.com to find out all of their other events and menu options, plus learn about their outstanding ventilation system designed in an effort to create a pleasant and enjoyable environment. They replace the air in the lounge every 4 minutes. Not recycled air, but fresh air. So that's good to know. That's at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, 906 Garrison Avenue, downtown Fort Smith.
I wish we had that in the studio.
The what?
The air refresher.
Well, that would be nice too. But I was going to say, I wish we'd have came up with that 906 idea to toast in the new year at 906. We can't take credit for that idea. They came up with that by themselves, but I wish we could.
That's their own marketing
Let's
department.
see, where is it midnight when it's 9 o'clock Central Time? So it'd be 8 o'clock. It's like is
on the other side of the world.
Bermuda? I think
Bahama,
Bermuda.
come on, pretty mama.
I always enjoyed that's a part of I enjoyed right now because you're working or doing whatever, but then they have the live stream up of all the things I now know this.
Well, that's why I always go to
China's. China's already celebrating the New Year.
I wait for New York, and when they drop the ball at 11, then I go to bed.
I think if you're celebrating at 9:06, you're essentially celebrating either Nova Scotia or Bermuda New Year. So hey. One is nice and tropical, and the other is going to be freezing cold right now. Although I think Bermuda's pretty cold now too.
I'd go somewhere tropical for New Year's. That'd be fun. I can handle that.
I got some ideas for you at the end of the show for halftime homework for your New Year's Eve celebration SmackDown. We'll just see how you think about that.
I can handle that.
All right, recapping more of Arkansas's 97-85 win over Auburn. We do have Bob Holt in the next segment. Aaron Torres joining us at the bottom of the second hour, so we can get to more of Arkansas basketball and other SEC basketball with him as well. Did you see Tennessee just absolutely blew the doors off Missouri yesterday? What is he, 22-4 before I stopped watching it and think, well, I have other things I'd rather do than watch Tennessee completely blow out Missouri. Let's go to Cody. He's called us up. By the way, if you got calls or texts, 877-377-6963. Good morning, Cody, and an early Happy New Year to you.
Hey, same to you three.
What's happening, my friend?
Not much. Hey, wanted to run this by you. I really wasn't going to call in, but then I heard Chuck Barrett's little rundown, and we're on CBS against Missouri in Fayetteville. I would say the last time the basketball team was televised on CBS at home for a basketball game was probably was it the Syracuse game a long time ago? Or
when you ask your next question, Cody, I'll figure that out because it seems like it was 2014, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, and that's when that Syracuse game was, right? SmackDown.
It seems like that's right. I'm gonna look this up here, and I'll look this up right now
because either way, I wasn't trying to be specific on that, and that's cool. But
no.
What I was getting at is, man, Musselman's turned it around pretty dang quick, especially on the national level, right? I think he's doing it. He's doing a good job, Phil. Kind of like you had spoken to or alluded to with the football season. Good teams win those close games, and boys, we know that was a nail biter all the way through, but. And Musselman didn't have to call a lot of timeouts. He's got the right type players. Not only can he get the player development, but his biggest attribute to making him successful, I think, in college basketball coaching is his judgment on being able to make sure they've got it upstairs, too, as far as mental toughness goes. None of his
that's
players
well
have
said.
really showed
That's well
out.
said. And I thought also there's something to be said about guys that sit for a year, put in the work for practice, bust their butts without getting a chance to see that pay off at that very moment and then come back the next year and do their thing. And you're seeing that with Connor Vanover. You're seeing that with J.D. Notte. I saw that right in front of my eyes with the women's basketball team with Amber Ramirez and Chelsea Dungy. I think there is something to be said about the mental toughness and maybe even the idea of the patience of seeing your work pay off when you're a sit transfer. And by the way, who knows how many of those there are going to be now?
Right, and you're exactly right, Phil, because you saw Auburn taking some ill-advised threes or shooting threes real quick. We did a couple of times. Like Notte, he'll kind of get a little wild sometimes, but, I mean, he's a great player. But for the most part, our shot selection was pretty on point. That's how you get 97 points whenever you go through 3-4 minute spans where you don't score. You know, it's all making a lot of sense, and I'm really glad we got Musselman on our side. But Justin Smith, him going out made a difference too. We're an elite team, maybe not as good as Tennessee, but we're close. We're second or third this year. But you guys have a good new year, okay?
By the way, Cody, the game last time CBS broadcasted in Fayetteville was February 19th, 2014 against South Carolina.
Okay.
So,
okay. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Cody. Happy New Year.
I also know you guys were wondering where it will be midnight when it's 9 o'clock here. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Ooh, Rio would be fun.
Yep.
That's a good one to celebrate. They probably, although not this year, they
with
probably
the
would have
oversized
a great
touchdown
New Year
Jesus.
celebration.
What's that called? I know it's Jesus. Isn't there a fancy name for that big statue?
Come on, Phil, you should know this.
Oh, I don't know that one. I
should know what that is.
I've seen other large Jesus statues and know what they're from.
There's
one in Butte, Montana, one in Eureka
Springs.
Springs, and I don't know a lot of the other ones. Anyway, it was fun. Did you hear some of the comments Muss said about Notte after the game in the press conference? And it sort of alludes to what Cody mentioned about him. He is the kind of player that occasionally wants to make you tear your hair out, make some interesting passes, some interesting shot selection, but then the guy just in the second half is a killer. He's an assassin in the second half.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want to have the last shot, to be honest. If it comes down to a last second shot to win or tie, that's the guy I want. I want J.D. Notte with the ball.
I had no problem with the way he played. I mean, me and you text quite a bit after the game, but just the bonehead 28 3-point shot. Other than that, he played outstanding. And that was what I mentioned this on the Morning Rush to you. Last year, if you lose Justin Smith, the team would have fallen. Because look what happened. And I understand this is a completely different team. But just pen to paper, I mean, you lose Isaiah Joe, and look what happened. A 5-game losing streak. You lose Justin Smith, who I don't know if necessarily he's our best player, but I think you heard it on the post-game press conference. He's kind of the unsung leader of that team.
Well,
he's so athletic.
He plays an important role also because of his size and the way that he uses it. I mean, you got a guy like Vanover at 7'3". He's not a banger, although he does alter a lot of shots around the rim and a pretty solid rebounder. I think it's more because of anything of his height, and he has really good hands. But Smith is a banger, on the glass, in the lane, defensively. They're going to need him. They're going to need him to get a nice deep run going in March. And I think down the home stretch, Justin Smith will prove to be one of the most valuable players for this basketball team. So just the fact that Arkansas not only won, but, led for practically the entire game without him. And Cody also alluded to this, and he's right. Auburn kept coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
They kept coming at you. There was no time to sit and rest on a large lead. I mean, you see the final score, you win by 12. That's impressive. But that was a tight game until the last couple of minutes. Auburn just kept coming at you. They have scorers. And Arkansas proved to have more scorers. That's what impressed me. There was a lot that impressed me about this team. I mean, Desi Sills with his career best game, especially in the first half, just looked unconscious. Moody playing 39 minutes in his SEC debut, just 2 fouls. And they didn't necessarily have to rely on him for the big shot over and over, but that's going to come. 16 points in your SEC debut is really nice. Devontae Davis, I think, earned himself some more playing time. The way that he got out there and defended.
Well, you heard Jimmy Dock say multiple times last night, particularly in the second half when he missed got a layup or missed something. No, it was the pick screen that he got screened real hard and came back across and managed to get the ball and go out of bounds. It's that defensive effort that he's putting forth. And that 12 minutes for Devo Davis, that'll go up. If you keep making defensive plays like that, he's going to be in good shape.
Well, Chandler yesterday had texted that ESPN's FPI has chosen Arkansas to go 14-2 in the SEC. Whew. And from what I watched yesterday, I don't know if I'd go with 14-2 because there's going to be there's going to be more than 2 hiccups. But
what about 10?
I think more than 10. I do.
Okay.
I think this is a really good basketball team. They haven't been ranked because of the opponents. You beat Missouri Saturday, you're going to be ranked. And the way Missouri looked against Tennessee, and look, I know Tennessee might be a truly great team this year, but I think Arkansas beats Missouri, they're going to end up being ranked and keep winning. You're going to be ranked the rest of the season. This is a good basketball team. We'll talk about that with Bob Holt next. Stay with us.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Start your Saturday mornings with a Sipping Saturday brunch menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday from 10 till 2. Joe's Grill and Cantina is serving a brunch menu with breakfast burritos, breakfast frittatas, and many of your brunch favorites. Get your Saturday morning pick-me-up with mimosas, screwdrivers, and other cocktail favorites. It's the Saturday morning sipping brunch menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday morning from 10 till 2 at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps.
Are you trying to sell your home? Then you owe it to yourself to use all the tools available to speed up the process and get the deal you really want. From 3D home tours, videos, and stunning photography, to blanket local advertising and social media blasts, selling your home just got a whole lot easier. Go to nickandellie.com and contact Ellie Glidewell to start putting these smart home selling tools to work for you right now. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Saisley and Edwards Realtors.
When it comes to communications, faster is always better. Hello, I'm Drake Smith with Pinnacle Telecom, and we base a complete business model on our state-of-the-art fiber optic network. Our fiber network can deliver gigabit speeds to make your business run at the speed of light. However, during this holiday season, we at Pinnacle Telecom hope you're able to slow down a bit and enjoy this special time of year. From our family to yours, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. Happy holidays from Pinnacle Telecom.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
the outlet. Robinson skipped past Note, passed it up to Vanover. Connor with a 3, no. Long rebound for Moody. Moses going to drive. Up it goes with a reverse finger roll with the right hand. Great play by Moody on a second chance basket. He leads all scorers with 14.
The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Fantasy Football Sunday and Primetime Preps, all available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Our podcasts are on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, hitthatline.com, Anchor, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Basketball taking the spotlight as Arkansas football season came to an end, unfortunately, because of the cancellation of the Texas Bowl, which would have been tonight. We would have had a 3-hour halftime show. It would have been basically an entire day of football talk leading into the Texas Bowl, but that's not going to happen, and so we get into basketball instead. And why not? Because now it's basketball season, and the Hogs look good. Let's talk about that with Bob Holt from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Bob, an early Happy New Year to you. Are you a champagne drinker for New Year's? Do you make it to midnight for New Year's? What's New Year's Eve like in the Bob Holt household?
Yeah, I'm not really a champagne guy. I usually just, like watching football games and taking it easy. I don't really go out, especially this year. And yeah, I usually make it to midnight, then go to bed after that.
Club soda toast? It felt like we lost him there for a minute. If we still have you, Bob, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right, let's get into this game last night. I was impressed. I don't see any way why you can't be impressed just with the idea of a road win at Auburn. And then you take into account all the other factors, how Arkansas might have looked better offensively than at any other point this year. Do that without Justin Smith for most of the game. It just was overall a really impressive win, and I was also impressed with Eric Musselman's reaction afterward. He looked really fired up in the post-game Zoom.
Yeah, Eric's a guy that you don't have to know how you don't have to guess how Eric's feeling. If he's upset, you know that. If he's feeling excited, you know that. And that was a hard-fought win. I mean, Auburn obviously aren't an elite defensive team, but they made 15 threes. And like Bruce Pearl said, the Auburn coach said after the game, you make 15 threes, you shoot 50% from the field, you score 85 at home, you expect to win. But Arkansas was in control of that game most of the way. They had the lead for almost 39 minutes, but Auburn kept fighting back, and they tied it there with like 7:30 to go. And Arkansas went on a 10-0 run. And like you said, Justin Smith, who's one of their best players, was out. Jalen Tate got a fourth foul. He was out there. He had to get out of the game there late, and Arkansas still ended up winning by a dozen points. And I thought Auburn played great offensively. There's no doubt. And a lot of times you go into a place like that against a team that hot, you lose. So that was a really good win for Arkansas, and I think they showed off their depth. I think Eric played 10 guys in the first half, which that would have been unheard of last year in an SEC game, but. He felt comfortable doing that, and then without Smith and with Tate in foul trouble, they had to do some different things. So, and they had the balanced scoring, which they've had all season. Took care of the ball, just 10 turnovers. Got to the free throw line. That's always big on the road. I think they outscored Auburn by 10 points at the free throw line. That doesn't happen on the road very often. So they did a lot of good things to win that game. Forced 19 turnovers too.
Well, is this team as good offensively as they looked against Auburn? Because, look, I mean, they averaged 90 points a game in the non-conference. We poo-poo that saying they didn't play anybody. They played somebody yesterday. That's a good SEC team. I don't think that Auburn's quite at the level they've been in the last couple of years, but the talent's there, I think, to get there again. 97 points at Auburn, Bob. I mean, this looks like a really dangerous team offensively right now.
Well, like I said, the balance. I mean, Sills has a career-high 23. Note, who seems to not do much of anything in the first half, and then he just turns it on in the second half, scores 21. Vanover scores 17. Tate scores 12. Devontae Davis scored 4 really big points. And, and there were things that didn't show in the box score. Like, I think it was late in the first half, Ethan Henderson came off the bench, and he had a couple deflections that led to turnovers. So I don't think they have a deflection stat line in the box score. but those are significant plays, and so they got contributions from a lot of different guys in a lot of different ways. And yeah, the scoring. I mean, it was great last year watching Mason Jones score 40 a couple times, score 30 a bunch of times. Seeing Isaiah Joe hit all those threes. But honestly, if you have a guy that's scoring 40 and 30, that may not be the best thing for your overall team. And I'm not knocking Mason in the least. He had to do that because they lacked depth, and especially when Isaiah was hurt, he had to do that. And he did that, with teams, built to try to stop him. So it was incredible. But honestly, I think Arkansas is much better off this year having the balance they do, because if Justin Smith goes out, they show they can be okay, or if somebody gets in foul trouble, they're going to be okay. They really got – I think they've had 6 different players lead them in scoring. So they've got a lot of different guys who can hurt you, and I think that's probably a lot better than having 1 or 2 guys that can do that.
Bob Holt here with us on halftime. Bob, you just mentioned Justin Smith when he went out with the injury. Couple questions on him, but first, how impressed – you kind of alluded to it, just want to dive in a little bit more on that. How impressed were you just for the way that they battled, and they almost – you could tell that they were missing Justin Smith, whether it was his athleticism, his defense, but it was almost replacing by committee. And, Bob, it was quite impressive for how they were able to fill the void compared to how they would have filled that void last year, which was basically non-existent.
Yeah, like I said, this team's a lot deeper. It's like Bruce Pearl said the other day, maybe they obviously don't have Mason Jones and Isaiah Joe. Moses Moody's a pretty elite talent. These grad transfer seniors, Tate and Smith especially are playing real well. Vance Jackson, I think he's had his moments, but I think they probably expected more from him, and I think he can give them more. We'll see how that goes. But Eric played, his freshman off the bench. He played Devontae Davis at crunch time. K.K. Robinson got in there. Jalen Williams got in there a little bit. And that was, it was a really good game by Vanover. He was 1 of 6 on threes, but he still scored 17 points because he got to the foul line and he scored around the rim. So he's going to shoot better than that, obviously, in most games from the three. But the fact that he struggled from the three but still had 17 points, I think that's impressive. So, this is a team that's got a lot of different weapons. They can hurt you in a lot of different ways. And we don't know what Justin Smith's status is going to be for the Missouri game on Saturday. I guess he was in a boot. It looked like his right ankle. We don't know if Eric Musselman might be able to give us more information today. But, last year, if they'd lost a key starter, it was going to be very tough for them. They were 1-5 without Isaiah. They lost some really, frustrating games like Mississippi State and Auburn. They went down the wire, went into overtime. But, obviously they're better with Justin Smith, but I don't feel like if they don't have him, say for Saturday, which I don't know, but if they don't have him, you still feel like they've got a good shot to win that game.
I was also impressed, Bob, defensively with this Razorback defense and how particularly that they just pretty much made Justin Powell, at least offensively, non-existent. He goes 1 of 8 from the field. He did add several assists to that ball game, going for 9 assists. But, Bob, this hadn't been the first time when Eric Musselman, this defense, wants to zero in on, quote-unquote, the best player. Most of the time they're going to be pretty darn successful doing it, and they kind of made other players for Auburn pick up the slack and do it, but they did. But I was still highly impressed as a team defensively with the Razorbacks last night.
Well, Eric was upset with the three-point defense, and he alluded to that after the game.
Yeah.
But, here's the thing. You sort of – they forced a lot of turnovers with their pressure, and because of that they gave up some threes, and Auburn knocked them down. Auburn's a good three-point shooting team. You don't expect them to hit 15 out of 29, but I think it was a combination of they had some good open looks, and they also made some tough shots. There were some pretty good closeouts by the Razorbacks. I thought that Auburn still made those shots. So sometimes you just have to give the other team credit for making good shots. But like you said, Powell had, I think, 7 turnovers, and Arkansas, I think, had 20-some, maybe 20 points off turnovers. That was a big part of the game, the fact they were +9 on turnover margin, 10-19. So, yeah, they gave up some threes, but you're going to give up some threes to Auburn. They average about 10 a game. So that's their MO. That's what they do. And I'm sure that three-point defense will improve, but I also think you have to give Auburn some credit. And then Arkansas, I think, compensated for that three-point shooting by Auburn by forcing all those turnovers and converting a lot of those into baskets or free throws.
I know lots of Razorback fans ready to see this team get ranked, and they've got a great opportunity this Saturday inside Bud Walton Arena when they take on Missouri. Bob, where's your confidence level heading into this game? Now that we've seen Arkansas take on a Power 5 team, a good, solid Auburn team that could be in the upper echelon of the SEC, depending on how the year plays out. What's your confidence level? How are you feeling heading into Saturday against Missouri?
Well, I'd like Arkansas' chances better if Smith can play, but like I just said a minute ago, I think they've got enough depth to where they can still win that game at home. Of course, it's not going to be the normal Bud Walton Arena atmosphere, just like it wasn't the normal Auburn Arena atmosphere last night. I think teams, you're going to see more road wins maybe than you have in the past, just because, you know, the home court advantage isn't quite the same. But like Eric said, you know, you're always more comfortable playing at home. And, you know, Missouri got throttled pretty good by Tennessee last night. I didn't go watch the game because I was covering the one, you know, Arkansas game. But Tennessee apparently is really, really good. I think Missouri's pretty good, too. They've got good wins. You know, Oregon, neutral floor at Wichita State, beat Illinois at home. So Missouri, even though they got beat pretty bad, I think they'll bounce back, and it'll be a tough game. But, yeah, I think Arkansas, you know, at home, that's, you know, an excellent chance to win. Like you said, if they win that game, I think they're probably ranked next week.
Bob, we'll let you go, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do for the show. Hope you have a great new year, and looking forward to 2021 and getting into this basketball team, because I think it's going to be a fun season.
Yeah, I think so, too. Okay, well, you guys take care. Happy New Year to everybody.
Got it. That's Bob Holt, the one and only, joining us every Thursday on Halftime. We are brought to you by our friends at The Fence Man. If you own a business that needs more security or needs more curb appeal, just put the number down on your phone. It's 479-782-3936. That's The Fence Man. They'll be there for a quick, no-obligations quote. Nobody does it any better, because The Fence Man has been specializing in custom installations like gates and controlled access card readers for over 40 years. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man is a division of Quantum Property Services. And after the break, we're going to get into this women's basketball game. Arkansas, Kentucky. That's number 10 versus number 13 on the SEC Network tonight.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Merry Christmas from our family to yours at Frank Rowe Furniture. For the month of December, all appliances on sale at Frank Rowe Furniture. French doors, side-by-side, and top-mount freezer refrigerators. Dishwashers, 5 cubic foot chest and 14 cubic foot upright freezers. Electric coil and smooth top ranges. 4, 5, and 6 burner gas ranges. 100% made in the USA Speed Clean. Conservator made by Whirlpool, and Hot Point made by GE washers and dryers. All appliances on sale. Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from The Fence Man can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, The Fence Man can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call The Fence Man and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
unit and a mobile service shuttle, you can relax and know that your RV will stay like new year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV. Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning, your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Family Dental Care of Fort Smith can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 785-1419. That's 785-1419. Get rid of your CPAP with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith.
In the mood for a top shelf night? 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge has your number. Sit back, relax, and enjoy select wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails in a rich, comfortable, sanitized setting with state-of-the-art air filtration. Indulge in one of their delicious appetizers, sandwiches, salads, or specialty items for carry-out or dine-in. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Stop by 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. 906 Garrison in Fort Smith. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? The cult of personality. I know your anger, I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be.
Connor picks it out of the air, lead court to Smith, ahead to Moody, layup no, but Vanover cleans it up with one hand. Vanover forced the turnover on one end, ran the floor, and got the flush.
Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
I've had some New Year's experiences with basketball teams that stand out, just because, I mean, that's when the basketball season gets going as far as league play is concerned. I think I brought it up yesterday about it was Jimmy Dykes that had gone across the street to the Walmart to get the can of black-eyed peas, only to find out that the chefs, if you could call them that, the cooks, the chefs, whatever, at Chili's had made their own special recipe. So there was that. I'd spent New Year's Eve once in the airport in Tel Aviv, Israel. That was at the age of 15.
Interesting.
Yeah, coming back from a 2-week trip. I've been in an airplane when 11:59 turned to midnight. Been on a bus at the same time. And then there's tonight. So the women's basketball team's going to have one of those business trips to go to Kentucky for the league opener. And by the way, this is going to be one of the best basketball games, I think, for the entire country this year, to be quite honest. You got number 10 Arkansas. They just went to 10th in both polls. That is averaging 91 points per game. And you know all the players that are there and all the firepower. And then going up against number 13 Kentucky, a team that they hadn't beaten until last year, but for 10 consecutive losses for Arkansas against Kentucky until beating them last year at Bud Walton Arena. Kentucky features the preseason SEC Player of the Year, and that's Ryan Howard, who's on the short list for the Naismith Award and all the other Player of the Year awards for women's college basketball. She hasn't necessarily had a great start to the season. 15.5 points, 6 rebounds, only one game of 20 points, and she usually averages 20 points, so something must be going on there. But they also have, transfers from Auburn, from Tennessee. They have the player who leads the country in steals. That's Chastity Patterson. And the story for Kentucky basketball is different than most others. I mean, this was the team that their head coach, Matthew Mitchell, retired. It felt abruptly 3 weeks before the season started, but that was because of the brain injury that he'd suffered, during the early portion of the pandemic from a fall that he had taken. I mean, he had brought Kentucky up to a pretty high level of basketball, maybe not quite to the level that Cal had the men's team until this year, but pretty darn close. And Kyra Elzy, who's never been a head coach, has taken over and coached them up to a 7-1 record. And they played a couple of the big Power 5 teams, or Power 6 teams, I guess you'd call it. Their only loss coming to DePaul. And Arkansas might not be full strength going into this game. I know they're traveling with everybody, but Mike had mentioned that Chelsea Dungy, Destiny Slocum, Amber Ramirez, who happen to be three of the best players in the conference, not just on the club, are not at 100%. They will be traveling with the team today, and I would expect they'll play and dress. But Chelsea didn't play in the non-con closer against UAPB because she banged knees with an opponent in Little Rock, and she might still be feeling some of the effects of that. Slocum, I think, just has a couple of things here and there, and then Ramirez. I know Mike didn't get into it. It's not COVID-related, but she wasn't feeling very well before the UAPB game, but has continued to test negative, as the team does have to continue testing 3 times a week. So, Kentucky hasn't really had their team together fully, but for one game, and that was their last game against Wofford. They got one of the best players from Tennessee 2 years ago to transfer, that 6-foot guard Jasmine Massengill. She sat for their first 7 games and then played their last game against Wofford, so she'll make a big difference too. This is going to be a tough one for the women's team. For one, they're traveling day of game, and that's something that they did for the SMU game earlier this month. That was also a night game, so at least they're not sitting around in a hotel all day long, which, to be honest, if you just sit around in a hotel all day long, it can be a little difficult to start the engine. You know what I mean? And so maybe just traveling day of and not going to a hotel or anything like that will just keep the engine going, because they're going to need a hot start. But that's definitely a challenge. The fact that 3 of the starters might not be at 100% also makes it a challenge. And it's going to put some extra pressure on players that have stepped up off the bench recently, players like Erin Barnum and Marquisha Davis, who I think after this year, once Dungy and Ramirez and Slocum, head on for whatever's next in their lives, which probably will be professional basketball, Barnum and Davis are 2 of the most important players moving forward. They're probably going to need to step up, even if Chelsea, Amber, and Slocum are healthy and playing, because you can't beat a top 25 team without having some players that are able to do things in the post. And that's what Barnum does, that's what Davis does, but they also are so athletic that they can drive the ball and they play well defensively. It's going to be interesting to see the way they step up, because they'll need to. Kentucky is a taller team than Arkansas, and that's one of the reasons why I think Marquisha and Aaron will need to step up today. But I'm excited for it, and I'll be all by myself in a padded room inside Bud Walton Arena in the RSN studios, ready to bang my head against the wall. It's going to be the most bizarre New Year's that I've ever experienced, just because it's going to be so quiet, except for me screaming into a microphone for big minutes, for big moments on a broadcast. And then when it's all done, just go home and not fly back with a team and make a martini or 2.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be definitely a fun one to watch. 7 o'clock, and you can hear his broadcast on, I think you can find it on TuneIn Radio if you want to listen. 7:30.
Make sure you get the
7:30.
Right.
Thank you, guys. So 7:30.
7:30. Televised on the SEC network. It's the best way to watch it tonight.
It's going to be fun. If you had, we've talked about it quite a bit extensively on the show, but if you haven't watched this women's team yet, they are truly impressive to watch, especially when they're at full strength when everybody's healthy, particularly during that Baylor game. It was just nothing short of stellar for how well these girls play. So, and obviously they're doing something right, because they're ranked 10th in the country right now. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun night of basketball.
Well, that win over Baylor, I think, stands by itself. If you you look at the men's team and say, well, they almost have the same record as Arkansas's women's team.
A little bit different opponent.
In fact, Arkansas's women's team has 1 loss. That was to a ranked Maryland team. So there's your difference. The men's team, they're going to have their chance. Look, you get Missouri Saturday, and then you're up against Tennessee. Home against a ranked team, although Mizzou got their doors blown off by Tennessee, and that's probably just because Tennessee is that good.
Yeah.
And then you're traveling to Thompson Bowling Arena to battle against the team that everybody now, in fact, our friend Aaron Torres and John Rothstein have both referred to Tennessee as the bullies of the SEC. Think about that. They're the bullies, and the weakling right now is Kentucky.
It's wide open. They talked about it extent like last night on the broadcast, but like it's wide open for the taking of who this new top team is going to be in the SEC this season. I think it's pretty obvious that you go look straight at Tennessee, but why not Arkansas? I mean, Arkansas definitely has its chance. And like you just said, these next 2 games, here's your opportunity. If we think they're as good as we think they are, here's your chance to really put a stamp as like we're here to stay and do this thing. It's going to be a tall task though. Tennessee is for real, I think. And they made the reference last night comparing the Kentucky to the Patriots. Because like it always seems like Kentucky's always there, and they very well get there. They're gonna have a lot of help, and they mentioned it. Seth Greenberg did a lot during the halftime show of what this team's gonna have to do moving forward. But it's wide open for the SEC right now. And if this is the year we think Arkansas is as good as they are, and I think they are, they need that marquee victory or two to really put them on the map. You got them here in these next 2 ball games.
Well, they've only got the 1 game against Tennessee. You know, you do have. I guess you'd like to see them on the schedule twice to see how Arkansas would match up. But you do get Auburn again. You know, you get LSU a couple of times, and you get Mizzou a couple of times too. All right, we're coming into our last hour of the year. How about that? Halftime's coming up to an end. I know one thing SmackDown's not doing tonight. No B-dubs for New Year's Eve, unfortunately.
I don't know. Well, the day is still young. The day is still very young.
Maybe head there for lunch then.
Let's see if I can talk myself into going. But I'm not talking myself because I can. Pizza sauce, lemon pepper, great wings for you over there at Buffalo Wild Wings. You can find locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and in Conway. Cheering the new year at Buffalo Wild Wings. Hour 2 coming up next.
Excited to announce their state-of-the-art mobile service van, stocked with all the latest tools and technology needed to service your vehicle. Everything from oil changes, warranty repair, battery, software updates, brake jobs, and so much more. All is done with your convenience and safety in mind. We'll come to your office or home to provide professional service the Randall Ford way. Stop by today at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or check us out online 24/7, randallford.com. Ford, the #1 selling brand in America.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Bria's Fashion Boutique is the worst. First, they asked me if I needed help finding anything. Just because I'm gorgeous doesn't mean I need help.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Then they tell me they're having a sale. Oh, so you're assuming I'm poor. Cool.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Also, they tried to give me the friends and family discount. I'm not your friend, so...
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
A treacherous forecast across the north tonight as we have the chance of some freezing rain overnight with some ice accumulations possible. Overnight lows near 30. Rain and thunder further south with heavy downpours, upper 30s. We'll see the freezing rain wind down on Thursday. Our high upper 30s north will be in the upper 40s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson. Make sure to listen to The Morning Rush every weekday morning from 6 to 9 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3. Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Because this is a proud damn state.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
We're coming for the whole damn thing.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Inside the 20, inside the 10, Burks is going to score! Touchdown, Arkansas!
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on, it's almost halftime.
I can't believe it. I'm going to shed a tear. It's our last hour of halftime for the year 2020. What does that mean for... Well, there is no show tomorrow, so good. Can actually try to sleep in a little bit. Or good luck doing that, by the way, SmackDown. You waking up at 3 in the morning for the morning rush every day.
Well, see, the past 2 nights been up till about 9. One night we stayed up late talking to some friends I hadn't seen in quite a long time, and last night was 9 o'clock watching the basketball game last night. Just took a while to get wind down, but tonight will be a late night, but no, it'll be nice and easy to sleep in the morning. Just turn off Alexa and get after it.
You know, it would have been a lot easier for all of us to stay awake until midnight if Arkansas and TCU would have played tonight in the Texas Bowl. Like, that was the way to make sure you stayed up until midnight, because that what time was that supposed to kick off? 7?
7.
Yep. So it would be like a probably a 3.5-hour broadcast. It means you'd only need another 90 minutes, and you'd either be so elated after finishing the season with a win, or so pissed off about some awful call or another special teams meltdown.
Not Razorback fans mad about an official
of that
call.
kind of stuff that you would have had another 90 minutes of the year to simmer in all of that disappointment. So I don't know how we're going to find a way to stay awake tonight. We'll find a way to do it. There are a couple of bowl games in the offing later this afternoon. You got one right now. Not quite sure how exciting of a game is going on in Fort Worth. I do have it on my TV here at the house.
You mentioned it was awfully rainy there earlier in the show.
It is. It was so funny to watch because, it's raining pretty hard in Fort Worth today, and the television camera, the TV camera right there at the 50 was getting blurred, so it looked like the players were all ghosts for the first quarter. Anyway, Mississippi State leading 7-3 over Tulsa early in the second quarter. You do have Nick Starkel's in action this afternoon.
Yes, sir, right after our show gets done.
Is that amazing? Starkel has the most miserable year of his career last year at Arkansas. Did he win a game as the quarterback? He was the quarterback for the win against Colorado State, right?
Yes.
And so that was his only win. They're 7-0 now. San Jose State is the Mountain West champions. They're 22nd ranked in the country and get Ball State today. Go get him, Nick Starkel. Go get him. End that career on a high note. West Virginia Army, I think, will be an interesting game in the Liberty Bowl. That was one of the games that they were able to find a new opponent for someone. I forget who West Virginia was supposed to play, but that was a game that did that found an opponent for a team that was without an opponent. It's too bad you couldn't have that situation for the Razorbacks, but at least Army does get to play in a bowl game after winning 9 games this year. All right, we're with you for the next 57 minutes or so. Aaron Torres joins us at the bottom of the hour. We'll get heavy into basketball with him and also his thoughts on the college football playoff matchups for tomorrow. But for right now, we've got to wrap up our game day picks. Well, we still will have one more pick to do, and that would be the college football playoff championship, in which you also, and this is upon you, SmackDown, because you're the gatekeeper, essentially. Okay. You're the gatekeeper and the keymaster. You're Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver all at one.
Is that good? I know who I know the names you just said. I just want to make sure those
You've
are
never
good.
seen Ghostbusters?
It's been a long time.
Being Sigourney Weaver at one point was outstanding. So, yeah, it's just
At that time, yes, it was great.
So you're both of them. So you're going to have to come up with our prop bets for the championship.
All right,
you don't have to worry about that now. That's probably going to be the one way that somebody's able to come from behind.
Well,
so
let's
give our score, remind us of our punishments, and then lay it out in front.
Well, we got the scores right now. Phil at 90, me at 86, and Maddie T at 85. Me and Maddie last week, we had a great week of picks trying to catch up to you. So there could be a scenario where I originally thought I was just fighting for second. Now me and Maddie are both kind of fighting for the win. I'm down 4, he's down 5, and we still got plenty of time to make up ground here. Got lots of games.
Realize here, too, like there is no winning. The only winning you do is not being punished.
Yes.
Though there is no winner here. There is a loser. That's all it's about.
Yes. So punishments, real quick as a reminder, Phil, he's going to have to refer to the foul pole and foul line for the baseball season.
I will kill myself before I do this, by the way, so it will be over my dead body.
If Matty T finishes last, he has to watch an entire weekend of NFL football, of wild card football. And if I lose, I have to watch The Exorcist and live stream my facial reactions. Told that to my friends a couple nights ago. They thought that was the greatest idea they've ever heard.
They're all rooting for you to lose.
They want to watch
now.
it with me.
I do, too.
I know you do. A lot of people do. All right.
We should get, like, the director's cut with extra footage, too.
And no censor.
With Linda Blair walking on her hands backwards down
doing
the
spider
stairway.
walk. Yep.
Absolutely. We'll stay here with you. We'll get all these games here picked. All right, first one, Arizona Bowl, like Phil just mentioned. 1 o'clock p.m., San Jose State taking on Ball State. That is Nick Starkel's team, and they are a 10-point favorite over Ball State. Give me San Jose State.
Austin and Ozark says, and I didn't see this or not, Starkel apparently has said on Twitter he's coming back, which would be his 20th season.
Feels like it.
He's on the NCAA 14 rosters?
Is
I didn't
he really?
realize that. That's what Austin says. I guess
Whoa.
you would know. You must have the game.
Whoa.
If you're still playing college football and you were in the last EA Sports game, wow. You've turned pro. You have definitely turned pro.
God, he didn't file for the senior citizen NCAA discount.
Go Nick Starkel, age 30.
God almighty. That makes me... That's great. Matty T, San Jose State or Ball State?
Give me San Jose State.
Smart pick, my friend. Smart pick.
Thank you.
San Jose State. West Virginia versus Army in the Liberty Bowl. That's at 3 o'clock p.m. on ESPN. West Virginia's a 6.5-point favorite. Phil, you going with the Take Me Home West Virginias or the Black Knights?
West Virginia's played one game in the last month, and they got blown out by Iowa State 42-6. All Army all the time.
Ooh, all Army all the time. I was kind of going along the same lines of, yeah, give me Army. Army wants this bowl game. They begged for a bowl game. They got the bowl game. Give me the Black Knights. Matty
There
T?
are no opt-outs in the military
No, sir.
academy, by the way.
No, sir. Matty T?
I mean,
Army or West Virginia?
You guys seem so confident about it. Then the Army for me also.
Army for you also. All right.
All right. See, how do you pick up any ground when you're voting, when
Because
you're choosing the same teams we are?
I'm fixing to pick up some ground here. This is going to be a darn good ball game New Year's Day. Georgia versus Cincinnati in the Peach Bowl. The Georgia Bulldogs favored by 7. That game is at 11 a.m. on ESPN. Give me Cincinnati outright.
Oh, I'm with you on that. Georgia don't care. Cincinnati does. Georgia's, I forgot how many players have opted out, but they've lost a lot of players for this game. I'm going to go with the Bearcats. This is like their national championship.
Dadgummit. Thought I would get you on Georgia. All right, Maddie.
Okay, then give me Georgia.
Give you Georgia. That's probably honestly, it could go either way. I just feel like it's going to play out similarly to how Florida and Oklahoma did. Florida didn't look like they cared too, what's to be there.
Well, and also they were without 20,
opted out. Yeah,
they were without 25 scholarship players.
Fair, but you still. Anyway, that's a different argument for a different day. Northwestern versus Auburn. Northwestern is a 3.5-point favorite in the Citrus Bowl. 12 o'clock p.m. New Year's Day on ABC. Matty T, Northwestern or the Auburn Tigers?
Well, my strategy for this one was going to be to pick the one that you don't pick.
All right. Then just to... part of me really wants to pick Auburn in this ball
Because
game.
a close one like this, I'll pick the opposite.
Give me Northwestern.
Okay, give me Auburn.
That was a very nervous, deep breath right
It really
there,
was.
Because
I feel like this is a game that, no, yeah, I'm good. Okay, never mind. I'll talk myself out of it. Yeah, Northwestern.
It pains me to choose Pat Fitzgerald's team. I'm not the biggest fan. I hear he might be looking at the NFL, by the way.
Ooh.
Give me Northwestern. I think this is one of those games that Auburn don't care too much here.
I agree. I got to get a pick on you somewhere. All right. I feel like I know where this is all going, but we'll pick the pick anyway. Semi-playoff number 1 in the Rose Bowl. Alabama, a 20-point favorite over Notre Dame. Phil, is Alabama gonna beat the spread, or is Notre Dame gonna cover? I assume you're going Alabama.
I think Alabama is so better than everybody else, head and shoulders, but I mean, they took a pretty good effort to beat Florida, the last game Florida cared about. Notre Dame doesn't have that kind of explosive offense, and I just don't see anybody slowing down Alabama's offense at all. Give me Alabama. They'll win and they'll cover.
Alabama win and cover. Matty T.
I echo his sentiments.
You're going Alabama and the cover. Just to try to gain a point, I'll say a 20-point spread. All right.
I love the torture I hear in your voice.
I'll take a gamble. I'll say Notre Dame will cover that 20-point spread by the skin of their freaking teeth. But okay, I'm good with that. Semi-playoff number 2, the Sugar Bowl, Clemson versus Ohio State. Clemson, 7.5-point favorite over the Buckeyes. That's 7 o'clock on ESPN. Give me Clemson. They will cover the spread, but it is not going to be a blowout like so many people say. I say Clemson almost wins by 2 touchdowns, but I do think Clemson will win, though.
Clemson by 80.
I just think Ohio State's going to come in ready to go and kind of prove some people wrong, but I still think Clemson's going to dominate. Matty T?
I think Ohio State's going to come in all hooting and hollering ready to go, but then the quarterback's going to slip on a banana pill and break his leg, and then it's going to be all Clemson for the win.
Give him an extra point if that actually happens.
Clemson and a banana
Who's
peel.
the guy leaving banana pills around here?
I'll gladly watch it. No, I ain't going to say that because you'll make sure it happens if I say that. Then we got 4 more real quick. Kentucky versus North Carolina State in the Gator Bowl. 11 a.m. on ESPN. That is on Saturday. You going with the Wildcats or the Wildcats?
Is the idea here, why is Kentucky favored here? Is the idea that the SEC is that much better than the ACC? I don't see it, man. No way. North Carolina State.
NC State for you. I'll take a gamble. Give me Kentucky. I'll take Kentucky.
Okay, give me NC State.
Son of a gun, man. NC State for Matty T. Outback Bowl, Indiana versus Ole Miss, 11:30 on ABC. Indiana, 8.5-point favorite against the Rebels. Phil.
So, I mean, this is kind of a fun game because you get the offense from Ole Miss, you get the defense from Indiana. Is the quarterback? No, the Indiana's quarterback Penix was out for the rest of the year, right?
I believe that's correct.
Okay, I'm going to take Ole Miss.
Ooh, all right, Matty T. Or you want me to tell my pick and then
your pick?
Of course you do. Give me Indiana.
Give me Indiana too.
Yeah, there you go. The screw Phil.
Is the trophy at the Outback Bowl? Is it like a big bloomin' onion?
It is, and also
It's a raw steak.
Are they still doing the deal though with like whoever scores first, you get the bloomin' onion or the what was the chicken wings or something? You remember?
They get a Foster's,
something like that.
Speaking of trophies, did you see? I didn't see how this happened, but apparently Wisconsin shattered the mayonnaise bowl trophy.
I did see that.
Now, what? I thought most mayonnaise jars ought to be plastic. Now, what are they doing with a glass one?
Last 2 real quick. Iowa State versus Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl, 3 p.m. on ESPN. Iowa State, the Cyclones, Nate Olson's team, favored by 4 against the Oregon Ducks. Give me the Cyclones.
I'm going to go with Iowa State too. I'll take Iowa State. Usually, I would choose.
I agree.
Choose Oregon, but I think it's tough to choose anybody out of the Pac-12.
Yep, Matty T.
Quack quack. Give me the Flying V. I want the Ducks.
Give you the Ducks. There you go.
Flying V.
Last one. Texas A&M favored by 7.5 over North Carolina. That's at 7:00 p.m. That is the Orange Bowl. Texas A&M for me. Texas A&M is coming in with a message to prove in this one.
North Carolina is pretty good.
North Carolina's good. I just think A&M's going to have their cape and their rear ends on fire, and they're going to play lights out in this ball game. That's my think, though.
They might be upset, but I'm going to go with the Tar Heels. Tar Heels are going to cover this. I don't know if they win. They'll at least cover.
What do you want to go? You want to go North Carolina win or you want to cover?
I'm going to go UNC wins.
UNC wins outright. All right. Matty T?
You picked Texas?
I picked Texas A&M.
Wow.
Phil picked North Carolina.
But he's several points ahead of us. He can make choices like
he can, but
Texas, give me Texas.
Give you Texas A&M. All right, my friend. And that is your game day picks. And we are done with our picks up until the College Football Playoff National Championship and our prop bets, which are going to be stupid.
I'm not big on New Year's resolutions, but if I made one, if I had sleep apnea, I would call Dr. Bo Sparkman.
Well, of course, yes.
And Family Dental Care of Fort Smith at 479-785-1419. That's because they've got a custom dental appliance that's going to get rid of your CPAP machine and help you deal with your sleep apnea. You hate that CPAP machine, and your wife hates it more than you do. The noise and the constant cleaning, all of that stuff. Just get rid of it with the custom dental appliance from Dr. Bo Sparkman and Family Dental Care of Fort Smith. They have years of experience treating patients just like you. 479-785-1419 for Dr. Bo Sparkman and Family Dental Care of Fort Smith. Get rid of your CPAP and your sleep apnea with Family Dental Care of Fort Smith. All right, we're coming back after the break. Is the SEC better at football, basketball, or baseball? We'll see.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
Your home for every Razorback football game.
College to midfield, the 40, the 30, College at the 20, to the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. Touchdown, Arkansas!
As you can tell, this means a lot,
Only on ESPN 95.3.
Hey, back again at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. When it comes to pre-owned trucks, no one has a bigger or better selection of pre-owned trucks than Harry Robinson.
That's right, Tommy. We've got over 400 pre-owned vehicles in stock. We have the biggest pre-owned selection in the area, especially pre-owned trucks. That's what we're known for. Come see what we have here at Harry Robinson.
You know, one of the things about the selection here is you got a lot of customized trucks, a lot of trucks that you've already worked with your partner at California Customs, whether they're leveled out, customized wheels, a lot of custom work already been done on a lot of pre-owned vehicles.
Absolutely, Tommy. As you stated, lift kits, whether it be tents, whether it be tires, wheels, we can get it fixed up. We do have a lot of those in stock, and we put those in our trade as the HRXs, the Harry Robinson Extreme.
Come see Rodney. Let him show you exactly what we're talking about. If you want a truck that's unique and different, you'll find it at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, the best of the best. Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
Pyro USA Fireworks wants to help you blast 2020 away and welcome in 2021 with a huge bang. Pyro USA Fireworks will be open at their location on Highway 45 down from Ream this Monday the 28th through Thursday the 31st from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Want contactless curbside pickup? Make sure to visit PyroUSA.com for product videos, place your order, pull up, open the trunk, and get ready for the fun. Pyro USA Fireworks are serving you with all the products you need for your holiday celebrations. Come see us or visit us online at PyroUSA.com.
Brr, it's cold, but winter is actually a good time to paint that room you've been meaning to get to. This is Sue from the paint store in Van Buren, and I would love to help you with a great color selection from Richards Paint. Need to do some outdoor painting? The paint store's low temp application product from Richards is usable down to 35 degrees. Experience our 30 plus years of expert friendly advice that you can't get at a national brand store. The paint store in Van Buren, 1414 Fayetteville Road.
End of year savings at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poteau. Make your best deal of the year on the largest M7 Kubota cab tractor down to the small, dependable BX Kubota compact tractor. Come in before the end of the year and let us show you how to avoid the tax scrooge. Gray Brothers pricing and great rates on Kubota financing. Make now the time for your best deal at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poteau. See your tax advisor for details. Learn more at KubotaUSA.com.
Every day, 22 of our heroes take their own life. The effects of military service can be too much.
I'll cover you. I'll cover you. Let's move.
You were ready to fight for them in war.
I got you. I got you.
Are you ready to fight for them now? If you know a veteran that could use a little help, call 1-800-542-1031 today.
Introducing Budweiser Zero. 0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar. Full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero. 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
This is ESPN 95.3.
8:20 left, third quarter. Barnum gives to Slocum, screens for Destiny, stops left elbow, cut off by a double team. Dungy's there to relieve her. Gets the pass, drives in, there's contact, and a foul, and a bucket by Chelsea Dungy.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44. Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line.
All right, we got Aaron Torres in about 10 minutes, a short segment here. And SmackDown and I last night were texting about, this is something we get into every once in a while. What is the SEC best at? And there just seems to be such an impression that the SEC is the dominant force in college football, and that's what the league is best at. I think that's a little bit misguided. I think the SEC is really a top-heavy football conference, and maybe not quite as deep as we think it is, or at least the perception of the league is. You look at the other sports, and I feel really lucky to cover the two teams that I cover, not just because of the success levels of those teams and the coaches that are great to work with, but also the competition in the SEC in both women's basketball and baseball, for me, blows the doors off of SEC football and off of men's basketball too. And I guess this year right now looks as if it could be overall, I mean, top to bottom, a bit of a down year in the SEC. That's not going to be the case for baseball. It's not going to be the case for women's basketball. And really, I mean, I don't think there's another conference in any sport that I know of that is as dominant as the SEC is in baseball.
I would agree with that.
There isn't anything close to it, because in the SEC you could, and look, we're coming up to SEC baseball in about 6 weeks. I've always got it at the top of my mind. Let's break it down to like the best programs in the SEC, the really good programs in the SEC, the very good programs in the SEC, and then the good ones, and then the couple of dregs, because that's all you got. The best programs for baseball, SEC, Vanderbilt, Florida, Mississippi State, LSU, Arkansas. That's the top echelon in the SEC for baseball. And I'm not going to break it down based upon who's won national championships or anything. These are the programs that year in, year out, you sort of expect are at least going to be in a super regional, and probably, 7 times out of 10 would be in Omaha. Those are the 5. Underneath that, I look at Auburn, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and now I'm at 8. That's more than half of the teams, and we're already still at great programs. South Carolina, I don't know if it qualifies that anymore, because it's been a couple of years since they really were even a tournament team.
But that's the difference. When you compare, like, just go baseball to football. You just rattled off 8 teams that could probably win the SEC championship or SEC tournament on any given year. Maybe the odds may be different, and that's a different story. But like any of those 8 teams could theoretically slip up and win this thing. Every year in football, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, LSU, maybe.
Stop with Alabama now.
I agree.
That's the top. That's the top. And you could say right now for baseball, Vanderbilt would be the equivalent of Alabama in football.
Yeah,
they have been that good. They are the most recent national champions, and they're going to be ranked number 1 going into next season too. But that also, for me, doesn't necessarily mean that they belong in a place all by themselves compared to the other teams in the SEC. Right. The way that Alabama is in a place all by itself in football for this conference. And we already get a text from somebody saying, you know what? You didn't say Ole Miss. You didn't mention Ole Miss as a top team in the SEC. They're really going to be coming for you now. Let them come with their cute blonde hairdos and powder blue jerseys and cute dance routines and everything. But they don't go. They've been to Omaha once in the years that Mike Bianco's been the head coach, and that means something for me, Yep. They're on the short list of teams that should be in a super regional, but they've been to Omaha once in his tenure, which is shocking because he's the most tenured coach in any sport in the SEC right now. Kind of crazy.
Jody and Harrison also mentioned track and field, and the SEC and track and field is pretty darn salty as well.
Yeah, you're without question right about that, but
it's different. I agree.
We don't get into track. Not many people necessarily. I don't mean to demean what they do because you're right about that. It's absolutely right. It's just we focus on football, basketball, baseball for these shows, and yeah, maybe track would be a little separate as far as the other sports.
Can I focus on Joe's Grill and Cantina for a second? Give them some love?
You still want to do that even though you lost your tacos?
No, because of their fantastic margarita mimosas.
Okay.
That's why. They're absolutely fantastic. And make sure you take advantage of that brunch menu. Goes throughout the month of December or finishes up here pretty soon. 10 to 2 on Saturdays. Head over there after New Year's Day. Get yourself a breakfast burrito and margarita mimosa. Tell them SmackDown sent you. Just don't get the tacos because they'll make fun of me about that. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street in Fort Smith, across from Harps.
Right back with Aaron Torres.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys.
When you're looking for outdoor power equipment, head to R-Track, where we've got the area's best selection of tractors and mowers. Check out our side-by-side UTVs, Argo Amphibious XTVs, and Hammerhead go-karts. We rent professional quality equipment and service everything we sell. Stop by today. Get the R-Track advantage.
Off I-40 at exit 58 at 219 East Taylor Road in Clarksville. You can check out their inventory online at rtrack.com.
Merry Christmas from our family to yours at Frank Rowe Furniture. For the month of December, all appliances on sale at Frank Rowe Furniture. French doors, side-by-side, and top-mount freezer refrigerators. Dishwashers, 5 cubic foot chest and 14 cubic foot upright freezers. Electric coil and smooth top ranges. 4, 5, and 6 burner gas ranges. 100% made in the USA Speed Clean. Conservator made by Whirlpool. And Hot Point made by GE washers and dryers. All appliances on sale. Frank Rowe Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Tommy Kraft here for the Fitzman. Do you own a business that needs more security? Or maybe you just want a better look and more curb appeal? A new fence from the Fitzman can give you both. In business for more than 40 years, the Fitzman can custom install any type of fencing, gates, and controlled access for your business. Call the Fitzman and ask about 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit. 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. The Fitzman. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is Pastor Heath from Woodland. I know some of these ads make you glad, but most probably make you mad. The reason is people believe the lie that heals is better than the truth that hurts. Our purpose at Woodland is to risk the hurt by exposing the lies so you can be wise unto salvation. If you'd like to know more, check out our website, woodlandpeople.church. There you can download our app and listen to our podcast. That's woodlandpeople.church.
Sandwich or the patty melt, and backed by popular demand, the 14-ounce smoked ribeye. Plus, Arts can handle all your game day home gating or tailgating menus. Try something new at Arts Barbecue and Burgers on Rogers Avenue next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
It's that time of year, time to clean. Let Service Master Clean help you with your carpet, upholstery, and floor cleaning. Service Master Clean has been an industry leader for more than 60 years and back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or ServiceMasterPC.com.
The COVID-19 pandemic continues to weigh on us. While we all feel helpless, remember there is much we can do to protect ourselves, our family, and friends, all of us. Simply get in the habit of wearing a mask and maintain 6 feet of space between yourself and others in public. Wash your hands often and stay home if you feel sick. It takes all of us to combat COVID-19. Go to cdcfoundation.org to learn more.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Smith with a second free throw off the backside. Davis comes in for the rebound. She sees an opening, driving down the floor. Look at that speed and the athleticism and the finish by Marquisha Davis.
Yeah, Marquisha's not going to waste time trying to find an outlet. She'll take it herself and go coast to coast just like she did there.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com.
All right, Aaron Torres is good to give us some of his time a day earlier than usual. SmackDown put some pressure on him last night on Twitter, basically after Arkansas's win over Auburn. I put in the request. I guess there was no way that AT could say no. So we appreciate him joining us today on the last day of 2020.
I wanted to end 2020 with Aaron Torres.
Well, it's the right way to do it.
Absolutely.
Aaron, I know it's morning where you are. Good morning and an early Happy New Year. How's it going?
You guys doing?
We're good, my friend. Good, my friend. I'm sorry I put the pressure on you last night, but heck, I was just so damn excited watching that game last night, and we had to end 2020 with a little Aaron Torres because we didn't get to talk to you last week or anything like that.
Well, yeah, that's what they call in the business cyberbullying, Matt. And, a lot of people get in a lot of trouble for that. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. You're lucky that I'm a good guy, but just be careful. I'm kidding, guys. Love joining you. Definitely did not feel normal. I'm not even kidding. You guys are going to think I'm making this up, but I literally had the thought of it felt like I hadn't talked to you guys in forever, knowing I didn't talk to you last week, and I was assuming I wasn't going to talk to you this week. So very excited to talk to you guys.
I mean, I've been talking with Aaron for like 5 years now on almost a weekly basis, so it did feel very weird. AT, by the way, if you feel cyberbullied by SmackDown, wait till you feel what it's like in person. It's 6'6", 300 pounds. So are we really too excited about this win?
I'm barefooted. I'm about 6'4". When I got my shoes on, about 6'5", 6'6".
My goodness, I had no idea. I just see you eating. No wonder you were drinking margaritas out of the pitcher before your taco eating contest.
That story keeps growing and growing and bouncing. It keeps growing by pitchers that I drank on the Chaos in the Cantina. I can throw them down.
I am glad you told me, because if I ever, have the pleasure of hanging out with you guys in person, I would not have been ready for that the first time I walked in the door. So.
All right, let's dig into this Arkansas win last night. Are we too excited about it? Because I see, first of all, it's tough to win at Auburn. Second of all, 97 points on the road, a balanced attack every single way. You get Justin Smith hurt. The team had to step up and in absence of one of their best and most physical players. I know it's just one game, and you've got another 17 left in this league, but Aaron, I mean, I was really impressed last night. Am I making too much of it?
No, I don't think you are. I mean, listen, Phil, obviously home court advantage isn't quite what it once was, a year ago or so, or basically at any point in the history of sports before this year. And Auburn is kind of still trying to figure themselves out. But I don't know how you can't be excited coming out of that game because, listen, you guys probably, frankly, have watched this team closer than I have just because, frankly, half the time I don't even know when the games are on or anything like that. There's been 2 or 3 games that I think the game time got changed the day of, and I turn on the SEC network, and all of a sudden there's 2 minutes to go in a game that I thought hadn't even started yet. So you guys know this team better than I do, but I think the question that everybody had coming into last night was, who have they really played? And I know North Texas is good, and I know Abilene Christian is good, and these are good, group of 5. I'm still in football mode here, and we can talk football if you want, but, they're mid to low major programs that just are not the type of teams that Arkansas is going to have to beat once you get to SEC play. So to see, the almost chip on their shoulder, ready to prove to the world how good they are and, don't worry that we haven't played anybody, we're ready to go. That's what stood out to me more than anything, Phil. Now, yes, defensively there are some things that need to be cleaned up, and yes, not having Justin Smith potentially in Saturday's game could be an issue. But no, Phil, I don't know how you could sit there and not be impressed watching that team last night. They looked really good. and all the things that, frankly, we hoped they would look like, right? Size, athleticism, depth. I mean, all the stuff that we were hoping to see, we saw for at least one night at Auburn last night.
Well, I think that part of it is also, and you wondered about it because you hadn't seen them play against any, great teams yet. And I don't know if Auburn's a great team or not, but I think they're good. The way that Muss has put this team together, I think, had something to do with, going on the road, winning in a tough building, and doing it without one of your best players. It's the varied makeup of this team. There's youth, there's exuberance and talent with the freshmen. There are guys that have, put their nose to the grindstone with the transfer sits. 3 of them, that come up in big moments, yesterday. And then the senior transfers, the grad transfers that are trying to make the one last stamp on their career before they head up to whatever the next level is going to be for them. And there's something about the makeup of this team that I think paid dividends yesterday and probably will for the rest of these next couple of months, hopefully 2.5 months.
Well, the one thing that Coach Muss has always coached well is toughness, mental toughness, physical toughness. I'll tell you guys a story. His last year at Nevada, they played a game at Staples Center, which is in L.A., down the road from where I live. And I went to the game, and, I went to the game like it's a big deal. But, after the game, and it was like, that year Nevada was really highly ranked coming into the preseason. And they had a good season, but not a great season, lost the first round of the tournament. But I bring it up because, they're playing Arizona State, which was a tournament team that year, and they were down, I don't know, maybe 8 points at halftime. And then they just came out in the second half, turned up the screws, made every play. They won by about 7 or 8. And you're just like, what happened? Like, that team was down, and it was just over. And I remember seeing one of their assistant coaches who's not with Arkansas. He senses, him and Muss have parted ways. They're still close, whatever. I saw him in the alleyway, the runway, whatever, the building. He goes, man, I just don't know how Muss gets these guys to play as hard as he does. And listen, I've never been in one of those locker rooms. I don't know what he says. I don't know how he motivates these guys. But, there are certain guys that can coach toughness and teach toughness and get toughness out of guys and get guys, by the way, to elevate themselves at the highest levels. I don't know how much you guys would know about this, but I know Ty was in the building when Nevada was down 22 points against Cincinnati or whatever it was, and he got the team to come back to win, the largest comeback in NCAA tournament history. I mean, I don't know what it is, guys, but he always has his team, just geeked up and geared up, ready to go in those big moments. And I think last night, I would guess he was in that locker room saying the typical nobody believes in you. They don't think you're good. You haven't played anybody. Go show them wrong. That's just a guess on my part. But like I said, man, he just has a unique ability to coach up toughness and mental toughness, and it showed up at least for one night last night. I don't know about going forward, but there's a lot of reason for excitement again still.
Aaron Torres here with us on halftime. AT, all the Razorback fans, we're ready to see this team get ranked and kind of questioning why this team hadn't been. We've been pressing. It's just like because they haven't played anybody. Well, now you're getting 2 of the best teams that the SEC has to offer, at least who we think are 2 of the best teams right now in Missouri and Tennessee. And both those teams met up last night. And AT, Tennessee played out of their minds last night. Is Tennessee pretty much it seems obvious to me, but Tennessee seems to be taking over the ranking as easily the best team in the SEC and one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, no, Tennessee's awesome, man. And, they're frankly built a lot like Arkansas. They have a bunch more returnees, but, balance of young and old, NBA prospects and maybe guys that are great college players. And by the way, they also play great defense, which traditionally has been a staple of Eric Musselman coach teams. I know, obviously, I'm sure he was frustrated with some of the three-point shooting. But no, Matt, you're 100% right, man. And they're another team. They play with a chip on their shoulder. They're veteran. They want to show the world. And I'll just take it a step further. We've spent so much time hyping up Gonzaga this year, to a smaller degree Baylor, although Baylor's really been off the radar. And I think it's justified to list both of those teams where they are. But I think, one, Tennessee is right there with them. In terms of, I think there's a clear top 3, and then I think, frankly, there's probably a little bit of a drop-off after that. But I would take it a step further is that I think that Tennessee is probably the best individual matchup for each of those 2 teams. Like, when you're looking at the team that I think could give Gonzaga the most trouble, I do think it's Tennessee because much like Arkansas. They're so athletic, they're so big, but they can also score and keep up scoring. But they're great at what they do. They're great defensively, and that's going to be a challenge. Missouri is interesting. I'm doing some just research this morning, just kind of passing the time till this evening. Missouri, they have some great wins, but if you look at just kind of the stats that would reflect a team being good, they don't really jump out as a team that should be as good as they are. They don't shoot the ball well. They're not scoring the ball as well as they were early in the season. They turn the ball over a lot for a veteran team. They're a team that basically returned completely intact, and I wonder, early in the season when teams just haven't had practices and all that stuff, maybe it really was to their benefit, and now everybody's kind of closing the gap. Not to say that Arkansas is definitively going to win on Saturday, not promising or making any guarantees. I'm just saying I need to see more on Missouri and figure out, are they in that upper tier where I know Tennessee is and I believe Arkansas is as well, or are they a step below that?
Real quick before we let you go, we'd love to give you a shout-out for the Aaron Torres podcast that you put out every week, which is absolutely fantastic. And on your tweet that you penned just a little bit ago, time to question Calipari at Kentucky. I want to take a dive in on that for a second. I mean, sure. I know we love to make fun of Kentucky around here. I mean, obviously being 1-6, but
there's 13 other fan bases in the SEC that do. You're not alone.
But I mean, I understand they're 1-6. I get how they came down in non-conference play, but AT, they played some darn good teams in their non-conference slate. Is it time though, and kind of you don't have to tease me to get people to listen to your podcast, but
no.
I don't know if I'm ready to question Calipari yet, just based off how young they are and for the teams that they played in the non-conference slate.
Yeah, and that's why we call it a tease in this business, Matt, because I think if you listen to it, it probably isn't exactly what it maybe looks like on paper. First of all, the guy won the SEC last year. He knows what he's doing. But I also think the way that he builds programs, I think it's time to kind of put it under a microscope because, we're getting to a point in college basketball where maybe, frankly, the best players aren't going to come to play college basketball. Maybe they're going to go to the G League. Maybe they'll pursue overseas opportunities. Maybe they'll, frankly, just go to other schools that are recruiting them like Anthony Edwards. You don't have to go to Kentucky to be the number one pick like you did maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And I think what concerns me is that he's so focused on getting he's branded it as this NBA, minor league academy, basically. And I think at some point he has become so worried about getting those guys to the NBA that, he kind of loses touch with some of the quote-unquote role players. And if you look at that program, listen, everybody has had a lot of transfers over the last couple of years, but they seem to have a lot of transfers, and not only a lot of transfers, but transfers that are going on to have success at other programs. Arizona's leading scorer this year started at Kentucky. Johnny Juzang, who couldn't get off the bench at Kentucky last year, is averaging double figures for UCLA. If you can do that at Arizona and UCLA, you can do that at Kentucky. But Calipari doesn't give these guys the chance. And so I just think in this era we're about to enter with fewer elite freshmen, doubled with the one-time transfer rule where guys don't have to sit on the bench and wait their turn. If you're not going to give them a chance, they're just going to go somewhere else. I just think he needs to do a better job. I think he's great at developing the stars. I think he needs to develop role players. I think he needs to develop a bench because you can't just use the excuse of I'm starting over with a brand new roster every single season, when part of it is that a lot of guys are transferring out because you're not even giving them the opportunity. So that was what it was about. But to your point, Matt, they're going to figure it out at some point. Does that mean a tournament bid this year? I don't know because time is running out. But, I think he's got to do a better job of not just building up his superstars, which he's done a great job of, but figuring out a way to get those second and third tier players some minutes and so find them a role so they can stick around for 2 or 3 years and kind of help develop that program as well.
Aaron, appreciate you, man. We'll let you go with that. Always appreciate your time that you give us. Hope you have a happy new year. We'll get into the football stuff next week with the college football playoff getting going tomorrow. Thanks again.
Thanks, AT.
Don't want to spoil it. I think we'll be talking Alabama-Clemson. Thanks, guys.
Shocker.
I think we will, too. I think that's what most of us think. All right, that's Aaron Torres. You make sure you follow him at Aaron_Torres on Twitter and give a listen to his latest podcast, the Aaron Torres Sports Podcast. Always a good listen. One thing to think about this, how Kentucky is playing and just the record right now, that drags the rest of the league down. Look, we all love watching Kentucky languish like this, but that hurts the rest of the league's RPI, or with the net rankings, whatever like that. It used to be, you played Tennessee, those net rankings would go up. It's not going to happen now. All right, we'll come back after the break and wrap this year up.
Stop in today at Randall Ford, where you'll find over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. We have what you want at the price that will fit your budget. We have 35 certified pre-owns. We even have over 25 vehicles under $10,000 and no payment for 90 days. All used vehicles go through a 115-point safety inspection. Plus, we will deliver your new purchase right to your front door. Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue, or online 24/7 at randallford.com. Home of the lowest price guarantee.
Attention high school seniors, are you involved in welding classes? If so, United Welding Institute in Pottsville has an incredible opportunity for you. High school seniors that are interested in competing will have the chance to win a $10,000 welding scholarship and welding supplies. There will also be cash prizes for those that finish in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Positions are extremely limited to enter the competition, so to get more info and to sign up, contact United Welding Institute at 479-968-3390 or by logging onto their website, unitedweldinginstitute.com.
Football and buffalo wings just go together, and when it comes to the best buffalo wings in town, there's only one place. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. Celebrate every college and NFL win with beat-ups. Feed your crew with the Blitz Bundle for $39.99. You can tackle our mouth-watering wings and try our 4 new sauces. Always dine-in, always takeout available. Get your football on. It's game day at Buffalo Wild Wings. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Are you trying to sell your home? Then you owe it to yourself to use all the tools available to speed up the process and get the deal you really want. From 3D home tours, videos, and stunning photography, to blanket local advertising and social media blasts, selling your home just got a whole lot easier. Go to nickandellie.com and contact Ellie Glidewell to start putting these smart home selling tools to work for you right now. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Saisley and Edwards Realtors.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen, or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Pinnacle Telecom is working to make spirits bright this holiday season. If you're wishing the big guy in red would bring you a better business technology solution, then Pinnacle Telecom has you covered. With dashing fast internet packages and cloud voice options, Pinnacle can provide all the tools to make your business work for you without making a list or checking it twice. Why not partner with a company that gets the job done right all year long? Happy holidays from Pinnacle Telecom. Tomorrow's technology today.
Bria's fashion boutique is the worst. First they asked me if I needed help finding anything. Just because I'm gorgeous doesn't mean I need help.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Then they tell me they're having a sale. Oh, so you're assuming I'm poor. Cool.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
Also, they tried to give me the friends and family discount. I'm not your friend, so...
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
River City Bistro is Fort Smith's favorite place for lunch, dinner, and brunch. Open 7 days a week, both on the heated patio and the cozy dining room. River City Bistro is locally owned and open weekdays 11 to 8, Saturdays 10 to 8, and Sundays 10 to 3. Want River City Bistro curbside to go? Just search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro or go to rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hogs in transition. Nice no-look pass. Sills with a layup. Great feed that time by J.D. Note. And the Razorbacks are back up by 18.
The Morning Rush, halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Fantasy Football Sunday and Primetime Preps. All available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Our podcasts are on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, hitthatline.com, Anchor, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Google Play.
All right, I want to make sure that we end the year with a very strong image for you to take for the rest of the night with you. But before we do that, we get to give away Hardee's Thick Burgers for the final time in 2020. This is a nice cap to the year by making hungry people stuffed full of delicious Hardee's Thick Burgers at the Hardee's Lunch Bunch winners. And so SmackDown, who it be?
Matty T, hit the drum roll, please.
You moved all this stuff on the button bar.
Oh, crap, I did. I'm sorry.
There it is.
Our final Hardee's Lunch Bunch winner, brought to you by Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley, goes to Mr. David Bradley of Martin Plant Services here in Fort Smith, Arkansas. David Bradley, you are the final Hardee's Lunch Bunch winner of 2020.
Audio's gone.
We had to get that in
just
for the hell of it. Absolutely. So, yeah, congratulations, David. Tommy Kraft, he'll probably get in touch with you after the new year because,
he's not in Arkansas right now. It's his birthday.
It's his birthday, so he's not even thinking about work right now. And I don't blame him. So he'll be in touch with you very, very soon, and you'll get hand-delivered Hardee's Lunch Bunch from the one and only Tommy Kraft, brought to you at Martin Plant Services. So congratulations to you guys. And, again, thanks to our great sponsors at Hardee's in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Sounds wonderful, delicious, the kind of experience you want to wrap your year up with. And then there's also the idea that this has just been a miserable year. And how many of you at one point this year, while you are trying to administer some sort of learning experience to your children at home through various forms of technology which might or might not work, while you are also trying to complete some sort of important task for your job so that you can still get paid, while at the same time knowing that every other piece of your life is just a little bit different or a heck of a lot different than it was even just months before. This is the year we all want to say goodbye to, but I think at one point or another, we all wanted to say the words, Calgon, take me away.
Right.
And so that brings up an idea. Is Calgon even a thing anymore? Do you, SmackDown, because this is halftime homework and you don't have to worry about pushing the button, I would love to be able to teach you a little bit about one of the fantastic advertising campaigns from the 70s and the early 80s in which the words, Calgon, take me away, live forever in the sort of lavish bubble bath experience that makes you forget about all the things that are making you completely miserable. SmackDown, do you when I say the words, Calgon, take me away, do you know what I'm referring to?
Not a clue.
All right, here you go. This is what it sounded like.
The traffic. I can't read the boss. The baby. The dog. That does it. Calgon, take me away.
Lose your cares in the luxury of a Calgon bath. Calgon softens the water to leave skin feeling silky smooth as it lifts your spirits. The soft, luxurious, fragrant world of Calgon.
I love it.
Pamper yourself with a Calgon bath. Lose yourself in luxury.
These are just wonderful commercials. Just the idea that the traffic,
that was
the
really
boss.
sexy.
I mean, it's tough being a lady in the late 70s, you know? You're working 9 to 5. You got your boss always trying to get handsy.
That's right. And you got the baby screaming its head off while you're trying to have a career at the same time. And really, the only thing you really need is just a nice bubble bath to chill you out, calm down the muscles,
like where this is heading,
and make everything
So that's what she's been doing
again.
in the bathroom this whole time.
She was taking a Calgon
I thought
bath.
the faucet was running a little bit longer than normal, but it was actually she was just getting more bubbles in the bath.
So SmackDown, my halftime homework for you, and if you can find a way to pull this off tonight after the Arkansas women's basketball game is complete,
yes,
is to grab yourself whatever it is you're going to cheer in the New Year's with, whether it's fizzy water, champagne, whatever. I don't know if Calgon is still around, but I think, Mr. Bubble Bath is still around.
Yeah.
That'll work. I need you, the largest man that I know, to have yourself a beautiful bubble bath to say goodbye to 2020. And then we need some sort of actual evidence that this has happened.
Can we get a Twitter picture with just like you got like a pair of soap sud underwear and a little soap suddy bikini on?
And
never mind.
I can just picture it a completely nude SmackDown in the bathtub with bubbles all around him while he is singing this song.
Oh, rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bad.
You do have a rubber ducky, don't you?
Of course I do. Got one sitting. Yeah.
Do you have a roommate named Bert that sleeps in a bed next to you?
I don't, sadly. I wish I did.
You got to remember water displacement too. So probably only fill that bathtub up like 1/4 full before
What
you
you trying
get
to
in.
say, Matty T?
I'm just saying.
What you trying to say, Matty T?
I'm just saying. I don't want water all over the floor in your
I
apartment.
just think this is the perfect way to ring in. Hopefully, what's going to be a better year.
It has to be better.
So how much Mr. Bubble do I need to get?
Half a bottle. Just pour half a bottle in there.
I think
is that going to make it super sudsy?
It'll make it enough sudsy so that you can cover up everything that we don't need to see.
Good. I mean, well,
just everything from the neck down.
There are so many jokes going through my head right now and remarks I could say, but.
And by the way, listeners, my whole point here was just to leave you, our final show of the year, with the image of our favorite co-host SmackDown having himself a bubble bath.
So JT says, does SmackDown have a bathtub big enough to fit me? JT, you can get off my lawn. I hope I do. And Cody says if SmackDown does it, he'll make a donation to the charity of my choice.
Oh, gosh.
I love that Tuesday's gone. We still got the ducky play.
Yeah, you got to have the
we're going to play this one out. I want to let you guys know I appreciate everything you do. Hope you have a great long weekend. It's well-deserved. And for all of our listeners, for SmackDown and Matty T, this is Phil. To 2020, get up, get out, and don't come back.
Rubber ducky, I'd like a whole pond of. Rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond.
Best of the best is Harry Robinson Buick GMC Exit